Breaking the silence, taking the dive in. Nikki pulling strings like she playing the violin. Made in his likeness, radiant vibrance. Give him all glory, ain't no way to deny it. She gon' make you laugh, she gon' stimulate your mind. Making things shake, she ain't in no wasting time. They can come close, but can't imitate the grind. Got a different way to illustrate and innovate designs. BTS podcast, gotta watch that. Teaching us the game, that mean Nikki got class. If you watch it once, you gon' wanna stop back. This an opportunity that you cannot pass. Unleash your inner voice, cause better days coming. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days. Better days, get ready for better days. Better days, better days.
When we find courage to speak, we give others permission to heal. Welcome to another episode of Breaking the Silence. I'm your host, Arthur Nikki Nicole, the podcast where we share stories that inspire, empower, and help you find your voice. And each week, I sit down with incredible guests who are turning their pain into purpose and making an impact in this world that's so hard to live in, right? So today, I'm honored to welcome Miss Fyre Marshall. She is an all-around creative who has a passion for using life's experiences to engage her readers. She is also a part of the 2025 Distinguished Authors Guild. Yeah, I said it. Yes, she's making moves out here. So after her countdown, please welcome this amazing woman to the platform.
We'll be just fine. We'll be just fine.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing well. I gotta say, I love that picture of you.
Oh,
That is a very nice picture. I said, this is a nice picture. I gotta tell her that when I talk to her.
thank you so much.
But thank you so much for coming to be a guest on my platform. I'm truly honored. And now you tell them a little bit about yourself. And I just gave them a little snippet about all the amazing things that you're doing.
Well, I am someone, this is my debut book of erotic poetry, something that I didn't even know I had. I write all types of poetry, inspirational, encouraging, challenging, and so forth and so on. But did I know that I could write erotic poetry? No, I did not. And I have to say that in the beginning, I was very skeptical. I thought, how can I do this? I was not planning to publish, not planning to do that at all. But right here in my hometown of Gary, Indiana, I was encouraged by my book coach that I should not hold back that gift because there are people who appreciate that genre. And also there are things that can help people in this particular genre. So I decided to release Pornetry.
I'm proud of you. Because let me tell you something. Look, I read books by Zane. You ever heard of Zane?
Yes, she's one of my mentors.
Oh, okay. I love Zane. I've read every book by her. They're amazing. So
She is
having
awesome.
courage to put that out, I thought about that when I put my book out, Mixed Emotions. People don't know this to this day. It's erotic stuff in it, but I've never said it out loud because I was like, I don't know what they'll think about me if I if I say it, you know.
Exactly.
I put it out though. I put it out. I just never told him it was erotic.
Yeah. And see, when you come from a background, a spiritual background, such as I do, so did Zane,
Mm-hmm.
you start to hear those voices in your head. What are they going to think? What are they going to say? But my book coach really ministered to me, and she said, that's part of your gift too.
Mm.
You didn't ask for it. It just happened. You sat there and you wrote it. And so apparently there's an audience for it. It is a certain type of entertainment, and there certainly is a purpose
Mm.
for it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. I can relate completely because that's exactly what I was thinking about. When you come from the spiritual realms and your mama spiritual, that everybody in your family spiritual, and you be like, you know what? You put that out. That's the reaction you think you're gonna get. Like, why did you do that? Pull that down. But at the end of the day, it's you wrote it. It's a talent. Use it. I agree. So now I gotta ask you, when did you fall in love with the pen and the paper?
So my journey has really been something. I had no idea that I could write until I was almost 40 years old. I went to a place where a woman actually prophesied to me. And this was in the late 90s. And she said, "From your belly will flow rivers of living water." And told me I was going to write all of these things, and I was going to write songs, and I was going to write poetry, and I was going to write books, and that they were going to be all over the world. And at that time, I didn't know that all of that was in me. I received it. I didn't reject it, but I had never heard anything like that before. But then a few years later, my youngest sister purchased her first home, and I wanted to give her a gift. I had just had surgery, didn't have any money. I wanted to give her something really nice. And it was like, write her a poem. So I wrote her a poem. Every person who read it cried, including me. And then from there, believe it or not, I used to be afraid to get in front of people. And so I got tired of that. I took a class on overcoming the spirit of fear. And during the course of that, I asked for a melody to go with a scripture to memorize. I ended up getting a whole song. And I had the opportunity presented to me shortly after that to sing that song. And I was determined, not only am I going to sing it, I'm going to give eye contact. I'm not going to be afraid. And that was the end of that fear. And that was the beginning of the rivers of living water.
Woo! Fear is something else.
Oh my goodness.
Fear will hold you back from a lot of things, and you sometimes you miss the opportunity when it's presented to you. But then, if it's meant for you, it can wrap back around to you and be like, "Are you ready?
Yes,
Are you ready now?"
absolutely.
So I can definitely relate on that because fear has held me back from so many things, including the getting behind this mic.
Yes.
People didn't know I was thick and slow when I first got behind this mic. I didn't know I was like first interview. I was just thinking I was nervous. Now I'm just like, you know what? Do it anyway. Get it
That's
on.
right.
Do it. This is walking in your purpose. And when you walking in your purpose, you're like, you know what? This feels good. And ain't nobody gonna take it away from me. Really good.
Absolutely.
So what life experiences shape your voice as a poet the most?
Well, I've had so many different experiences. One, I was in the military. That was a different experience. Then my spiritual awakening and learning so much there and gaining revelation, being able to share that with other people, and the way that I've seen lives impacted. For example, a lady came and she was really distressed because she just found out her daughter was pregnant. Her daughter was 15. They didn't know she was pregnant, and she was 5 months. She didn't want anyone to know because she had planned to give the child away for adoption. And the family was devastated. They were like, "Why don't you let us support you? Let us help you. You don't have to do that." And she was determined. She said, "No, because if I see the baby, I'm going to want to keep it. And I don't want to do that. So, no, I'm going to give it up for adoption." And when she shared this with me, I was just compelled to write. I wrote a poem called "What Would Have Happened?" And it just talked about, what would have happened if I had given you away to Lord knows who. We don't know what would have happened in your life if you would have been abused or anything. And, it just went through. And I did not know that this woman was going to bring this child to work with her the next day. She brought her to work and she made her read that poem. And this girl changed her mind. So when I began to see the power of the words that I speak via the pen, that really hooked me.
Now That almost made me drop a tear because the just the title in itself will make you cry. What would have happened? So she kept the baby.
She kept the baby. And I've had other experiences where something I wrote really inspired someone, encouraged someone, helped somebody to heal. It's just, it's an amazing gift to have because you can reach so many people with it. And so, yeah, that's
Now,
what it is.
now that leads up to now. It's you're probably gonna say this poem, but that just leads up to the next question. So, which poem or story are you most proud of, and why?
Oh my goodness. Well, the one story that I just told you was definitely one of the ones that stands out just because of the impact that it had. Oh my goodness, there are quite a few. I actually have a poetry page in another name that there are like over 80 poems on that page, and they're from all different directions. Some from the perspective of men. For example, there's one called "Can a Man Be Vulnerable?" You would think that a man wrote it, but that is the gift. It's like I can go and I can say, hey, I need to write something for men that sounds like it's coming from their own voice. And I have the ability to do that. So that is one of the poems that I'm proud of as well. Being able to reach out and minister to men just as well as women is a powerful thing.
Wow, you around here writing other voices? That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. And you said you didn't know nothing about this until you was in your 40s that you was actually gonna be all right.
Yes. Absolutely.
And you had this gift. You was born with this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I was.
Wow. So now I gotta ask you this question before we move on. How
Okay.
does it feel to be nominated for the 2025 Distinguished Authors Guild?
It feels amazing in one word. When I got the word that I had been nominated, first I burst into laughter because I just couldn't believe it. Um, I had struggled when I wrote this book. I struggled with, first of all, publishing it, as we talked about. I thought, what are people going to think? I am ordained. I am well known in my area, and I didn't want anyone to get the wrong impression. And I just, all types of thoughts went through my mind. So I decided I'm going to publish this, but I'm going to use a pseudonym. And I think that, one, it protects me. We have all kinds of people out here in the world, and sometimes they can read something and decide they're going to come find you. So I wanted to protect myself. I also wanted to protect my family, um, because people can be judgmental and all types of things, and I didn't want them inundated with questions about, well, why would she do that, and why would she put that out? I just had to make a decision, and I'm glad I did.
So did you expect that book to be the one that was nominated?
No. That was the other thing. That was the other thing that was so funny, that it was nominated even though I'm anonymous.
Right. That meant somebody had to read it.
Right.
You read it and they thought it was good.
They thought it was good. They liked it. They said, I think the judges, they look at the cover of the book,
Mm-hmm.
then they look at the contents of the book. It has to keep their attention, and you can't have any mistakes. So I guess Poetry met all of those criteria, and my book was selected. So I got a good chuckle out of that.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations. That means you got to write another one.
I'm working. I'm always working on something. I'm writing a novel right now. It will come out. I don't know when it's going to come out. I'm just going to continue to work on it because that's a big undertaking. Writing a full novel. It's my very first full novel. It's called Triggers. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. It's going to be some drama in there. There's going to be, real life stuff that people can relate to, but they're going to get some messages from it. They're going to learn that I don't care who you are. You could be a Christian. You could be whoever you are. but we have triggers, things
Yes.
that happened in our lives that really cause different experiences and things. And so it also will teach people that it's nothing wrong with therapy, nothing wrong with it. You can get help. Even therapists have triggers.
Yes. Yes. That's
So
gonna be crazy.
it's gonna be a good one.
That's gonna
But
definitely be a
I'm
good one.
working on several projects all at one time.
All at one time. Oh my
All at
goodness.
one time.
Now that book, now I want to know when that book releases because you know what? It took me all of my life, just about until maybe like a year ago, to realize that I had triggers. Certain things would just make me mad. Some things would just make me sad, instantly, like with no warning. So yes, we
Right.
all have triggers, and I didn't realize that until, like I said, about a year ago, that I had those triggers, and I had to start staying away from them, especially if it made me mad. I could be around it.
Right.
But right. So
Absolutely.
let me know when that drop because I really want that book. So do you have a particular writing process that you go through? Like, do you have to be in like a quiet area or like instrumentals, or you just be sitting, at home and boom, something comes to you, you just write, or you driving or something? What is your process like?
It comes in different ways. One, it doesn't matter whether I have music playing, whether it's quiet. I could be in the middle of 1,000 people talking, and I will hear something during that time and write. I have written something in like 5 minutes. Like I had an assignment at the church that I go to, but when they gave it to me, they asked me to read a poem. And so I said, well, who should I attribute this to? I want to make sure that I give that person credit because they wanted me to read this one particular poem. So they told me, oh, AI wrote it. So I'm sitting there the day of. I really had only glanced at it, hadn't really paid it any attention. And when I really started looking at it, I didn't feel right. I just didn't feel. I said, this is just not human. It's not, it didn't have that emotion. It didn't have the things that go into it. And I sat there and it was like, are you going to sit here and let AI do what I've anointed you to do? I had 5 minutes before they called my name. And in 5 minutes, I wrote a poem that was meant for mothers who had lost children. It was for Mother's Day that I was reading this. And so I did it. I read it. And immediately after, I went to the lobby and I got a message from a lady saying, thank you so much for reading that because my son died and I haven't been able to cope with it, but that helped me.
Wow.
Yes.
But it's scary though because AI has so much going on now that you really have to lean in because some things look so real now.
Oh, yeah.
But like you said, it's no emotion behind that stuff. Why
No.
would they want to read something for Mother's Day from AI? And
I
you a poet.
believe,
You're this amazing poet.
well, they thought that they were coming to me so late that
Mm,
they didn't want to ask me to write something.
they didn't know who you was.
And I told them, I said, you all need to understand. It could be the last minute and I will get it. So if you need something, just ask. I prefer that.
Right. So how do you want your readers or your listeners to feel after experiencing a poem or anything that you write?
Well, I want them to feel like it spoke to them. Or if it didn't speak to them, that it speaks to someone and that they will share it. Because what I do is not for me. It's for the world. It really is. And that's really why I do it. Because I know that it's gonna bless somebody. It's gonna encourage somebody. It's gonna help somebody. It might even save somebody's life.
That's true. That's true. You stop the adoption. I believe you're saving lives too. So how do you know when a particular piece is finished or when it's time, let me just let this go. This is ready to release, this is ready to publish. When do you know? Because poetry can go on and on.
Oh, yes, it can. Yes, it can. You know, I can just feel it. It's like, okay, that's it. Or by the same token, if I write something and I get to the end, it's like, there's some more. And then I'll keep going. It happened in this current book, Poetry. I was writing something and I got to the end of it and I said, there's some more that goes with this. So I wrote another one, got to the end of that, and it was still some more. So I ended up with a trilogy. And also I have a sequel to one of the poems. So it's just a matter of the story, because my poems tend to read like stories. And so it's like, this is not the end of the story. Let me continue.
So do you do spoken word as well?
I do. I don't memorize my poetry. A lot of it is very long, and I don't even put myself under that type of pressure, but I do. I read it. I actually started a program at one of my local restaurants called Verses and Vibes,
Mm.
where poets and storytellers come together and we just share. It's not formal. No one is intimidated. It's anyone can come up and share, and it's a very intimate setting, and people tend to love it. They have come to me and told me how much they love being there, whether they were someone who was reciting or someone who was just there to support. So yeah, I love doing that.
Wow, yeah, spoken word. Spoken word is something that I haven't mastered yet on my end. I want to, but to me, it's different from me just writing down a regular poem, literary. Just writing it down and just doing spoken word. I don't know how to master that, but I've been trying.
It's
But to me,
pressure.
it's different. It's different, right?
It is very different. I was asked to do a poem once that I wrote. It was for a tribute to Maya Angelou.
Mm.
And I had written a poem about Maya Angelou. I didn't want to read it, so I decided I'm going to memorize this poem. Now, I don't remember it today, but that day I memorized it and I got up to recite it, and my mind went completely blank. I
No.
stopped and I said, "Excuse me, let me start over." And I started over and I recited the entire poem.
Mm.
That's part of the reason I don't try to memorize, because for me, it may not be for others, because others seem to be able to just flow.
Yeah.
I can flow like that with a story, but with a poem, that's
It's rough. I know, right? It's rough.
it is. It's rough.
So, what's something that you've written that surprised even you?
Something I've written that surprised even me. Well, the erotic poetry. It just
You
it
said
was
that?
during the pandemic. It was kind of boring during that time, especially if you were stuck in the house. The highlight of my time was going to the grocery store. I loved going to the grocery store because I got to get out of the house. And so one night I was sitting here just playing around and I wrote this poem. And I would sit here and just chuckle. And then I'd write another one. And it just kept going. So I ended up with all these poems. And I was extremely surprised that I wrote those, because all of my stuff before that had been either something inspirational or something encouraging, just about life in general, never anything erotic.
Wow. So, you wrote that during the pandemic.
Yes.
Wow. And end up being nominated for that. Wow. But you know what? Everything was shut down. You couldn't do nothing. Like you said, you were stuck in the house. It wasn't much. So God probably set aside that time just for you to write that.
Maybe. I don't know who is going to enjoy it, who's going to take it and let it be a part of their life. But it is definitely something in there for those who appreciate that genre. I did have an opportunity to do a couple of sneak peeks before I released the book. Two different audiences. One audience was predominantly Black, younger people in their maybe mid 30s to mid 40s.
Hmm.
They loved it. They loved it. I mean, the guys were slapping five, and they really enjoyed it. So then the second crowd was predominantly white, older
Mm.
people in there, say 60s to 80s. I didn't know how they were going to take it. That was not my typical crowd. I didn't know what to think, but I went with it. We were at a poetry and storytelling event. It had been kind of wholesome. People were up and giving poetry and telling stories, and everything was just so cool and soft. And so when I got up, I I said, we've had a wonderful evening, haven't we? And they were like, yes. I said, oh, it's been so wholesome, hasn't it? And they said, yes. I said, all of that is about to change. And then I read 3 of my poems. They loved it.
Wow.
To the point that people to this day will come and tap me on the shoulder and talk about, this was like 2 years ago. And they're interrupting me at lunchtime saying, oh my God, you're the lady that did that poetry. I loved it. So
Wow.
it's been really a positive response.
I love it. I love that for you. Wow. See what you thought was going to turn away to be something bad in the bench for your good.
Well, it is.
So now we're down to my least favorite part of the show, the last question. If your story had one final breath, what would it whisper?
If my story had one final breath, what would it whisper? Live. Live. We go through life. We go to our jobs. We have our families. We do all of the things that we think we're supposed to do, and life will pass you by. Enjoy your life. Travel. Do the things that you want to do. If you feel inspired to write a book, write the book. Don't compare yourself with other people thinking, oh, I'm not like them. I can't do. You can do whatever you set your mind to do. Live. If you want to travel, do it. If you want to create recipes, do it. If you want to do a podcast, get a mic, get your cameras ready and your lights, and go forth. Because guess what? The majority of the people doing it, they're not experts. Just like you, they had an unction to do something and they decided, I'm going to do it. Don't let anything stop you from living. So that's my word, live.
Amen. I might needed that. Because you know what? You let time pass you by. Time you look around and you old. And you're like, what did I accomplish in my life? Like, I was just 20 yesterday. So you're right. You got to live this life that we're given because we only get one. That's it.
That's it.
So now we're to the part of unleash it. So I'm gonna do the countdown. We're gonna come back and I'm gonna give you one word, and I need you to give me the first thing to come to your mind when I give you that word.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So breaking the silence is all about unleashing your inner voice. So the way unleash it works is I give you one word, and when I give you that word, you unleash it and tell me what that word means to you. Are you ready? Let's go. All right. So your word is manifest.
Having the things that you desire come to fruition.
I think you probably peeped at my word because you came with that fast.
No, really. Yeah.
Oh man.
To me, that's manifestation.
Yes, you have to always you know what? If you can think about it, you can believe in it, you can do it. And that's where I'm at right now. If I think about it, I'm gonna just do it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna no hesitations.
If you want it, you can have it.
That's it. We all get the same 24 hours.
That's right.
So now I'm getting ready to hand it over to you. I'm gonna pass the mic to you after the countdown. You're gonna be up next. You can tell them where to find all your books, what's coming up next for you that you want to tell. You ain't gotta tell all your business, but anything you want to tell. Because we move in silence when we have to over here. So whatever you want to share with them, how to follow your journey, all that good stuff after the countdown, okay?
Okay.
All right. What's up, everybody? First, I want to say thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Breaking the Silence. Because without you, none of this would be possible. None of it. See, Breaking the Silence started off with my voice, me coming out of my shell, me finding me, and doing something I should have done a long time ago. But then as time went by, I was like, you know what? There's some amazing people out here doing amazing things that I want to shine the light on. So that's why you are here. So thank you so much for being a part of Breaking the Silence and continuing to break the silence with me. But now I gotta ask you to do me a favor, real quick. Can you share this episode with somebody that resonates with, and make sure you do two more things: subscribe and turn your notifications on so you don't miss another episode. So let's get back into this episode.
Well, hello, everybody. Fyre Marshall here. I would like to let you know that if you want to talk to me via email, you can reach me at firemarshall4u@gmail.com. Now, let me spell that for you. It's FYREMARSHAL, the number 4 and the letter U @gmail.com. I have not put out my Instagram yet. I am working on setting up a website. That time you will be able to purchase the book via probably Amazon and other places. But right now you can get it directly from me. You can either write me an email and we can set it up, or you can write to me at Post Office Box 2408, Gary, Indiana, 46403-9998. Those are the ways that you can get a hold of me. My ears are open. I want to hear your stories. I want you to write in with your requests. And as I continue to grow and build my brand, I will take you along for the journey. It was so wonderful being able to talk to you today here on this program. I thank our awesome host for having me today, because it couldn't have been possible unless she asked. I hope that someone was inspired by my story. I hope that you will step out and do those things that you desire to do and not let anything hold you back. Remember my word: live.
I know that's right. Live. Now give me that information one more time, because I was sitting here, I was like, I'm trying to type it real fast so I can make sure that you can get the support that you need. So what was the email again?
The email is Fyre Marshall, FYREMARSHAL, the number 4, the letter U, @gmail.com.
Gmail.com. And you did give a P.O. box address too.
Yes, it's P.O. Box 2408, Gary, Indiana, 46403-9998.
46403. A minute. I'm going too fast. 46403.
Yep, -9998.
998. Okay, got it. Well, thank you so much for coming and being a guest on my platform. If there's anything that I can do on my end to further support you, let me know, because we can continue to win together. This doesn't have to be the last time, so don't be a stranger. Let's stay locked in.
Thank you so much, Nikki.
All right. And thank you so much to everybody else out there that's tuning into this amazing episode. Listen, we got to go purchase that book. That's it. In a nutshell. She said, live. I needed that advice a long time ago, y'all. But that's all right. I'm there now. I'm living now, and I'm not wasting not 1 minute. So thank y'all for tuning into another episode of Breaking the Silence. I hope today's conversation reminded you that your voice matters and your story can inspire others. So don't forget to subscribe, Like this episode and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Keep speaking your truth, embracing your journey, and breaking the silence because the world needs who? You. So until next time, y'all stay encouraged. Later.
Better days, slowly but surely it's a better space that'll waste my mind, so I meditate till I levitate, I elevate when I learn not to hesitate no more, keep moving forward, chase my goals and focus more towards it, hate the lows but I need those to flourish, place my goals in front, that's what's important. So I ask myself what inspires me, breaking out of my shell, feeling yo shot quiet me, and now I'm breaking the silence like I'm nicking the cold, let's go. Promise you gon' see better days. Gotta keep going till you see them. Promise you gon' see better days. You gotta keep going till you see them.